You got 5 seconds to subscribe and like the video, or face Jarvis will no-scope you while you sleep. What is up, boys? Arky here, back again with a brand new video, boys. So for this video, we've got a super good topic. 144 FPS for 160 bucks, boys. It's a steal. Make sure to grab this PC. It's an actual bomb. Coming up first, we've got the CPU, boys. There it is, an i3 Intel CPU. So as you know, i3s are generally pretty good for a budget build, and we've got ourselves an i3 for only 20 bucks. That's right, 20 bucks in itself is such a good price that you should absolutely get everything if it's that cheap, and especially if you're going for a mega super cheap build as ourselves. As you can see, it's an 1155 socket, so that means we've chose the motherboard according to the socket, so an 1155. And also the motherboard will support DDR3 RAM, so that's really important if you do have RAM already that you want to use. The CPU is such a good deal, and it will run Fortnite in 140 FPS when paired up with the GPU that we chose. It's an actual beast, boys, so yep, let's keep rolling. So coming up next, we've got the GPU, boys. It's a really good GPU for the performance to price ratio. As you can see, only 50 bucks, and it will literally give us 144 FPS in Fortnite. Just a heads up, it does come into stock on the 27th of February, so that's a few weeks from now, so keep an eye out if you will be building this PC. 50 bucks for a GT 1030 overclocked edition, boys. It's an actual steal. Same as the CPU. Like, everything combined in this build is such an amazing deal and such an amazing value. It's just mind-boggling. Why did I waste my money on such a good PC if you can buy a PC for under 200 bucks, 160 to be exact? Amazing 140 FPS performance. As you can see by the name, it's a Gigabyte, and that's actually a really respectable brand in terms of GeForce GPUs. And then also the GPU itself, it's actually looking really slick. I really love the packaging. It's something actually very unique to this GPU and this Gigabyte retailer, because this is their design and it's actually really slick. It's a really compact, small GPU that will fit into any case on any motherboard. Just a heads up again, boys, if you are getting a super cheap PC build such as this for 160 bucks, you might not need 3 monitors, or actually you won't be able to connect 3 monitors. As you can see here, only 2 monitors are compatible with this GPU. So just a heads up, very carefully. But if you want like 6 monitors, you can actually get them for USB extensions. That's right, you can actually plug in your monitors, like any amount of monitors, through a USB. That's the way them hackers on like films and YouTube videos have like 6, 9, 10 monitors all hooked up to one PC. They're using USB connections. But again, HDMI right here, that's probably everything you will ever need. And right off the bat, there we have the RAM, boys, 4GB DDR3 stick. So it's only 17 bucks. Believe me when I say that 4GB is enough for Fortnite, especially for the slow and budget build. And boys, trust me, this PC will run Fortnite in 140 FPS with the performance mode. As you can see, it's not the prettiest RAM, so it's not RGB, but you get what you pay for, and 17 bucks for 4GB is a really good deal. You can actually find RAM for 8GB sticks, and it will cost you 20 bucks. So if you find that as a better deal for maybe like an extra 45 bucks, then definitely get that. But if you really want to actually save every single penny, then there you go. 4GB will be enough. It's the bare minimum, and it's actually a really good deal. And coming up next, we've got the motherboard, boys. So here you go, the motherboard, 45 bucks. There's nothing really special about it. It will fit the CPU, it will fit the RAM, the GPU, all that good stuff. And there's really nothing special about it. It's just a motherboard. But if you do want to maybe see some pros and cons, well, you have 4 USB ports, and that's actually a pro. That's actually enough to fit everything, like the motherboard, keyboard, whatever. And that's not including the additional USBs that you will get from your tower case. As you know, it's an LGA 1155, so that's the processor that we've got, the i3 that we have right here, and that means it is compatible with this motherboard right here. And also the RAM is DDR3, as you can see right here also, and that's the RAM that we are getting as well. And very quickly, boys, I do want to say that it's an ATX Mini from the looks of it. As you can see, it's a fairly small motherboard. It doesn't look huge, and it will fit into any tower case. That's actually a really good thing for cheap builds such as ours, because we can fit this motherboard into any tower case. So a medium, big, small tower case, everything will fit this motherboard and the components, because everything is just so tight, compact and small. Also, in the description, as you can see, it does support an i3-2120, so that's the same i3 that we have, 2120. So yep, everything is compatible and superb, and that's actually rare, but the motherboard itself does cost double the price of the CPU that we're getting, so 20 bucks versus 45 bucks. That is primarily because, boys, I couldn't find a fitting motherboard. Motherboards are really important, so that means they have to be DDR3, so compatible with your RAM, compatible with your socket, and also your CPU. So that was a really hard choice to find it for a good price, but 45 bucks I did find it. It's a really good deal. So yeah, this motherboard is a beast. It makes this setup just the most good price to FPS ratio build. It's just a really good motherboard, really good CPU, GPU, RAM, everything just fits so good together, and for such a good price, it's just a literal beast. And up next, we've got a power supply, so 400 watt power supply right here. And also, as you can see, it's a low noise cooling fan, so that's a really cool little perk. Yep, a really cheap PCU with a really probably cheap, and that's why it's quiet, fan. If you're asking yourself, why does this PCU only cost 20 bucks and why only 400 watts? Well, boys, this is a really budget build. We literally do not need more than this. If we will get like a 700 watt PCU for 80 bucks, like literally why? It will probably not even fit into our case. We literally do not need a good PCU. So that's why we're getting a PCU that's compatible and actually in the price range of this PC. For our PC, 400 watts is literally enough. And also, look how compact it is. It's such a small PCU, so everything just comes in again so nicely and tightly together. It's amazing. This is literally, hands down, the best, cheapest PC that I ever saw. Like, it's so cheap, 160 bucks for everything together, and it does run Fortnite in 140 FPS, even 150. It's literally mind-boggling. The GPU is insane, CPU is insane, and this even power supply is such a good deal. Everything is just so cheap and so good. My god, like 20 bucks for the PCU itself, 20 bucks for the CPU. Boys, if I had a kid or a younger brother, I would give this PC to him any day of the week, because it's so cheap, so I don't waste a lot of money, and it's also gaming. So it will run every single game on the market right now. Maybe not on the best FPS for harder to run games, but Fortnite on the performance mode is 140 FPS easy. Jesus, lads, this cap is melting my brains. So on to the last thing that we have on this build, and it's actually a really good case. There we have it. It's an Amazon's Choice case. As you can see, it comes in white, black and red, and also complete black. And also, you have all these different options here. If your budget allows you, you can actually add RGB lights. So there you go, the I series. As you can see, this case, but the front now is RGB. We are actually going with the normal version because we are trying to save money. So there we go, 70 bucks. By the way, the price of the case is not included in the price and the title and just like the overall build, because come on, 60 bucks for a case, it's a really not cheap price. If you would be going for a super budget build, I'd go onto your local eBay or whatever and actually get a used case for maybe even as cheap as 15 bucks. So yep, 70 bucks for a brand new, that's literally just too good for this PC. But if you do have the cash, there you go, it will look completely slick. And also a little side note, if you will be getting this case, believe me boys, you don't need a good PC for your PC to look good. In this case, our PC will look like a $1,000 or maybe even $2,000 rig. It's actually really beast, so the case does play a really big part, but I won't be adding it because that's like super costly. Because it's really based on where you live and what options you have available for you. But also, even lower options, you can get a power supply. There we go, 650 watt power supply. Also the RAM, you can get RGB RAM with it. You can get a Seagate hard drive. So you do have a few options here if you would like to. A really good RAM, RGB RAM in fact, and also a really good terabyte Seagate hard drive. Not an SSD, but a hard drive. And as you know, we won't be getting all of these really cool options because, come on boys, RGB RAM, do you know how much RGB RAM will cost us? At least 100 bucks. It's a really not such a good deal for our super cheap steal PC. So I don't recommend you get this. Just get the case and get everything together. Don't forget that our motherboard is actually a mini. So as you can see here, ATX mid, that means it's a mid tower. There's high towers and also mini towers. Our mini motherboard, our really small GPU, will fit into any single case on this planet. So it's a mid tower, so it will be roomy for our motherboard and our build. You can get even smaller cases for even cheaper prices. And also very quickly, just so you would know, it does have a glass panel. I know they don't show it on this picture right here, but this will be covered in glass, this area right there. So yeah, that's a really good case, a really good price, and also Amazon's choice. You can get so many options just from these options right here. You can get even this RGB in black, and let's see the price, only 20 extra bucks. Yeah, just a really good deal overall. But yeah, I do hope that you enjoyed this video, and this PC was actually really nice for some of you guys if you are considering buying it. So yeah, this is it for this video. If you would like to see more, subscribe to the channel. Only a few more weeks, boys, and I will be starting my new series where I just go ham. I won't tell you what it is, it's actually a surprise, but if you would like to see it, subscribe and just wait a few weeks, and I will be releasing just like mega new content. It's gonna be really nice, really lit. So yeah, see you guys then. I hope you enjoyed this video again. Please share it, like it with your friends, and as always, peace. Hey guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoy and find it useful. If you want to join my future Battle Pass and V-Box giveaways, do make sure to easily apply by subscribing and leaving a comment with your Fortnite username. I will be choosing 5 random people in the near future for weekly gifts. Peace.